Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Ito pong premier ng Ontario, si Doug Ford. Alam mo, halatang frustrated na talaga siya sa sitwasyon ng mga refugees sa probinsya. Okay, sa pag-manage ng federal government sa refugees. Tulad ng marami sa inyo, no, guys? I had an episode, I think 2 days ago, talking about how much the government has spent on refugees. Many of you in the comment section, ramdam ko ang inyong same, no, frustration dito sa nangyayaring yan. Later on, I will read some comments, by the way. Thank you so much. No, you guys are sharing information, what you know about how refugees are treated here. Later, sige, share natin yan. Ito muna si Doug Ford tayo, no. Yeah, clearly he is annoyed, no, sa tagal specifically ng processing ng application ng asylum seekers. Sabi niya, no, hindi na siya nag-mince ng kanyang words. Sabi niya, we're just paying them to sit around. Okay, and he obviously wants something done. So sige, puntahan muna natin yung soundbite niya na yan.
If you're here, if you're healthy, you need to be working, you need to be contributing to society, you need to be contributing to the tax base. And what else is happening? A lot of these folks that are here, they want to work. We're paying them to sit around, which is crazy. But then they're out there standing on certain corners within the city, and contractors will come by, pick them up, and they're paying them cash under the table. So we're losing a tax base on that. And these people have come here for a better life. And if they truly aren't asylum seekers, and they aren't being threatened in their own country, that's up to the federal government to make sure they're very clear. The people that aren't here based on that, they need to move forward and go back.
Ayun sabi niya, basta ikaw ay malusog pa, dapat nandito ka sa Canada, you should be out working. Ang kinagagalit ni Doug Ford, he claims the processing time is umaabot ng 2 years. Actually, dinispute ng federal government yan. Sabi, bakit 2 years, 45 days daw na i-issue na talaga ang work permit? Now, I don't know what really is going on in the ground. But what I know is may lag, di ba? May backlog pa rin sa bagay na yan. So ngayon, itong si Doug Ford, nung isang araw, sabi niya, ang Ontario, magsisimula na daw mag-issue ng work permits for refugees. Kumbaga, hindi na nito hihintayin ang federal government daw gumawa niyan. A few days ago, he claimed there is a provision in the Constitution that allows provincial governments to do that. But then, days later, which was yesterday, binawi niya yan. Nag-iba ang ihip ng hangin. Hindi niya naman in-explain kung bakit. Bigla na lang niyang sinabi na hindi na raw siya mag-i-intervene sa trabaho ng federal government patungkol dyan. But then, of course, that didn't stop him from continuing on with his rants about, the refugee program. Okay? Pero sa totoo, guys, nung narinig ko yung proposal niya about Ontario daw, no, na gusto niyang mag-issue na diretso ng work permit. Naiintindihan ko, no, siguro nga kasi ang laki na ng ginagastos ng probinsya niya for it. But then, ako pa lang naisip ko na agad ng isang loophole na mangyayari dyan eh. That could easily be taken advantage of by, alam niyo naman, merong mga visitors halimbawa na nandito, o kahit ni visitors, no, kasi mga temporary residents na nahihirapan ma-PR halimbawa. Kapag yan po ay in-enforce sa Ontario, I won't be surprised if many will suddenly claim asylum, mag-file lang, kahit alam nilang maaaring i-refuse. Para makakuha sila agad ng work permit. Kung natuloy yun, kung natuloy yun. Diba? That could have happened, I think. So in a way, at least hindi naiwasan po yan, no? Now that he took it back, yung kanyang planong yun. What do you guys think, no? Ngayon, sige, I will further share with you more soundbites from Doug Ford. Sabi niya talagang hindi na raw sustainable itong nangyayari sa refugees para sa probinsya ng Ontario.
But these people have to get off the system because it's costing the taxpayers too much money. We need them getting out there and we need them working. Now, if they don't get through their screening process, they need to go back and go through the process of immigration. But we can't sustain this hit. People are coming here at this pace, and are they real asylum seekers or not? These are the answers we need from the federal government.
Oh, ayun. So, ayun guys, ano. And as I mentioned earlier, kayo pong nasa comment section ko doon sa nauna kong episode. I feel you. I feel you. I feel your frustration as well. Isa po doon sa mga nabanggit kanina ni Doug Ford ay parang meron daw mga asylum seekers, siguro dahil nga walang work permit. They are being hired by, certain contractors for cash jobs. Okay. Dahil nga, yun na lang option daw nila. Yun na lang daw ang option nila. Ang tanong ko dyan, talaga ba? I can't help but think na some of them might be liking that situation. Getting allowance from the government. Talagang pinipili nilang cash job. Kasi kapag sila po siguro ay mag-umpisang magtrabaho na, mababawasan yung allowance nila. Okay? Kapag sila po ay magkaroon ng job na kailangan nilang i-declare, ayun, mababawasan ang kanilang allowance. What do you guys think, no? I think this is happening. And some of you have shared this in the comment section, kaya yan ang pupuntahan natin ngayon, diba? Hindi ko sinasabi na lahat na refugees, ha? I'm just saying, come on, let's be real. Kailangan din po ayusin yan. Yan din po ang isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit marami siguro, the program isn't sitting well with many right now, especially at this time of economic hardship. Diba? Sige, puntahan natin tong comment section, no? Thank you guys, ha? I love the engagement there. Ito, sabi ni Manuel Dinluan Jr., dapat mas inuuna ng gobyerno ang mga citizens nila, lalo na yung seniors na homeless. No, I agree. Mary Rose Acero, sabi niya, tingnan niyo to, recruiter daw siya dati. As a recruiter, may na-interview ka before na refugee applicant. Nag-ask ng cash job daw. May work permit na siya. Ayaw niyang declared work kasi masastop yung allowance nila. Thank you so much, Mary Rose Acero. Diba? Okay. Ito naman, si PHMJ, sabi niya, we are not against the refugee program, but it is being abused. And in times of economical hardship, Canadian citizens and permanent residents should be the priority. Because of high cost of living, even middle-income earners are having a hard time. It's about time. More changes, please. Totoo, no? Sana kung tayo yung nasa upper end, mayayaman talaga sa Canada. Sige na, marami yung extra pera, gamitin nyo dyan. Pero yung tipong middle income earner, diba? Regular jobs, ang laki ng tax na binabawas, tapos maralaman mong inaabuso lang yung pinamimigay na allowances na dapat talaga sa mga taong naghihirap din. Diba? Pag maririnig mo yung mga ganitong story, tulad nung sinabi ng recruiter, diba? Nakaka-frustrate din, diba? Nakakasama ng loob. Ito pa, mahabang kwento ito. Ni Estrella Baral. Sabi niya, I have a friend that works in a known hotel. Hindi basta-basta nasa 3 or 4 star hotel ata yun. Ang monthly raw na binibigay sa refugees ay 2,700 to 3,000. Wow! Refugee daw ang occupants. May free meal sila thrice a day delivered to them. Pero tinatapon nila yung mga food dahil daw hindi nila gusto at hindi masarap. Wow! As Pinoy employees, hinihingi nila to. Oh, wow. Tapos inuuwi. Binibigyan kami kasi sobrang dami talaga at nasasayang lang. Oh my God. Sayang naman. Well, ako din, uuwi ko rin siguro yun. No? Pamimigay ko rin sa mga kakilala natin. Sabi dito, yung mga families daw na nandun, laging Uber deliveries ang ginagawa. May allowance daw kasi sila sa government at may child benefits din sa kids. Puro lang sila shopping. Kaya kawawa yung mga Canadians talaga na makikita mo sa food bank at sa streets. Wow. They deserve this kind of treatment kasi they are part of this country and malaki ang contribution nila at kanilang mga ninuno. Sana man lang Canadians muna ang unahin nila kasi ultimo hearing aid na tig 3,500 parang 1K lang galing gobyerno tapos out of pocket pa nila ang kulang. O tignan ninyo yun. Grabe, no? Totoo. Wow, okay. Ito naman. Sabi ni, Oshin Tenerife, we taxpayers basically pay for the refugees' needs. It's fine if they are really working hard, but since they found a loophole in the system, some of them abuse it. Okay, sabi niya, I said some, not all, so don't be triggered. I know a local that has a refugee neighbor and she's trying to help him get a job. So she gave him a ton of ways to get hired. Pero alam mo daw, ang sinabi ng refugee, busy daw siya at pagod na nagde-deliver ng online food orders. 2 to 3 hours every day. O, diba? Yung family daw noon has 5 kids. So he's getting more than what normal people get with working his ass off, and they are expecting their 6th child. They've been in Canada for only 3 years, no work, and have 2 cars. Tapos, you see locals that are homeless. Sabi niya, it doesn't make any sense. O, diba? I feel all your frustrations at galit, no? Dahil nga sa pang-aabuso din sa refugee program. Ako din, yun. I do feel that way. Abangan natin kung itong sinasabing tightening of borders, yan daw ang magiging solusyon sa refugee, sa problems in the refugee program. We'll see, guys. For now, I will end this here. Maraming salamat po muli. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!